I would tell you a story about honor and duty, set when the free city of Hammerfall won its independence from the Empire.
What is it about?
If I may, Duke Ivan, might I share a story that would shed some light on your predicament and the choices that lie ahead? It is the story of Thomas Wolfe.
I know the names of the major houses well, and I have never heard of a Thomas.
And angels cannot lie.
His name was stricken from the annals of the Holy Empire, but his story still resonates through time. What does it mean to become a leader, an honorable man? It was the year 469 of the 7th Dragon in the Duchy of Wolf. Thomas, the third son of Duke Heinrich, was tasked with repairing the old Falcon Road in preparation for an upcoming visit. A menial task for a young lord, but for Heinrich's ambition, it was vital for gaining imperial favor. Thomas argued that they were lowering themselves to licking imperial boots, and left his father's house with nary a goodbye. Though Thomas felt that the Falcon Road was the business of the Falcon, he understood the machinations of court life enough to do as he was bid.
The tediousness of this task will be as boring as the journey.
Thomas's banner proclaimed his noble blood, and troops flocked to serve him, seeking fortune and adventure. After days of monotony, the broken bridge before him seemed as exciting a challenge as wrestling a wild and hungry griffin bare-handed. While searching for wood to mend the bridge, Thomas's noble heart was moved by a group of lowly farmers whose daughters had been taken from them by bandits. Thomas's blood boiled with rage. How could our peasants of Wolf be treated such? The bandits were no match for Thomas and his trained troops. The daughters were returned to their families in short thrift. The farmers offered to provide the wood he needed to repair the bridge, but Thomas refused, ordering them to rebuild their homes and rekindle their hearths. For the first time in his privileged life, Thomas's chest swelled with pride at his achievement. He began to understand the virtue of honest toil. Thomas could not understand why the Empress, or for that matter his own father, had allowed such an important road to fall into such ill repair. The strategically located town of Warhagen, long disputed between the lands of Wolf and Griffin, lay just on the other side of the bridge. Thomas was eager to see it for the first time.
Who are you to block the Falcon Road? This is Imperial land under the jurisdiction of the Wolf. Do you not know how to read a map, sir?
Go back, boy. The borderlands are no place for pups. These are Griffin lands. It is you who are trespassing.
Was it you who broke the bridge? You are going to pay for this!
Run back to your mother, boy. She'd hate to see what I do to your pretty face. This is our land. Now be off! I will not give you another chance.
It is I who will not give you a chance.
Thomas proved his mettle while winning a battle against a knight of his duchy's oldest rival. Border disputes between duchies were common and considered important tests of courage, at least by the knights. But the real test of a man is knowing when not to draw his blade.
The Griffin flag. They've claimed Warhagen. The Wolf shall not sleep till its people are once more free!
You were lucky once, pup. I'll grant you that. But know this. These walls are Griffin walls. If you attack, it'll be war and I shall have your head.
Griffin walls? Warhagen has been Wolf for over 4 centuries. I'll drag you through its streets in chains before nightfall. If your Duke wants to ever see you again, then he'd best send enough gold to pay for a bridge.
Boy, you could not scratch these walls, let alone my hide.
Ready the catapult! We've some scratching to do.
Tell me you didn't just send Lord Mateusz to the dungeon.
Excuse me. Who are you to address me in that way?
Murazel Redshield at your service, my lord. Your uncle, Lord Conrad, has sent me with a warning. A Griffin army has crossed the border and is 3 weeks out.
So the Griffin has declared war?
No. You declared war on the Griffin. Over what? Your father sent you to repair the roads.
They destroyed a bridge and invaded one of my cities. How many men have they sent? I'm going out to meet them.
You are staying here. Your uncle orders you to use the time to prepare the defenses. This incident can still be contained if you remain the only culprit. Lord Conrad cannot be implicated in any way.
But you've...
There is star silver in a mine to the south. You can use it to improve your fortifications. I'll aid you if need be.
I acted as my uncle or any other wolf would. He is a man of honor. I thought he was overseas.
Your uncle Conrad is attending an imperial banquet at your father's request. A battle he would have rather avoided, but felt duty-bound to wage.
Ha! Uncle Conrad was always better with a sword than a fork. He hates life at court. But the Empress is coming. My father has spared no expense to curry her favor.
Your uncle is a warrior, but he is a man of learning, too.
My father has no qualms about using his family. The Duke's heart is set on being appointed Admiral of the Holy Fleet. And the irony is, he hates getting in a bath, never mind the ocean. We have enough star silver here to bribe half the merchants of Hammerfall.
The merchants of Hammerfall are honest traders, unlike most nobles.
It's a saying. I meant no insult. Are you the daughter of a merchant? A vendor maid turned to soldiering?
My family was killed while defending their home.
Bandits are more common out there than Imperial troops. Hammerfall is on the edge of the civilized world.
Civilized? The Empire rescued the free city of Hammerfall only to annex it for themselves. A protectorate is no more than a prison with gates!
Does my uncle share such thoughts? He is the commanding protector, after all.
Conrad at least listens before speaking, and never charges blindly into a fray.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Thomas's preparations were just in place when the Griffin army came into sight. Emerald's report was accurate. Their cavalry was impressive. Facing this host in open field would have been suicide. Young Thomas was victorious in battle against the Griffin invaders, but in the end was defeated in the Imperial Court.
Defeated? How? Thomas defeated his enemies.
A trifling deception. After they found proof that Warhagen was theirs, the Griffins laid a trap a child would fall for. And he did.
Indeed. An ancient map signed by Ronan Falcon I, awarding them the city.
This was not Sergei's ultimate goal. He had plotted this disgrace to steal Empress Kyla's favor for himself. Gaining the city of Warhagen was a bonus, as pleasing as it may have been.
Correct. Heinrich of Wolf possessed the greatest experience at sea, yet Sergei of Griffin was appointed Admiral of the Imperial Fleet. The Wolf's efforts had been in vain, and the house's reputation tarnished. Immaril pleaded in favor of Thomas, but Duke Heinrich answered that smart wolves avoid traps and do not spring them. He gave his son the choice of becoming a priest of the Church of Elrath or joining his uncle in the remote provinces of the East.
In battle, all men honest. In court, not even family.
It seemed that Thomas of Wolf's story might have ended here, were it not that Hammerfall was also in the East, and in need of a hero. Thomas chose exile to the provinces over the secluded life of a priest. He chose adventure over study, the wilderness over court.
You'll love Hammerfall, son. You made the right choice. There's more life in a single street of Hammerfall than all the castles of the Empire put together.
Wonderful. If I prove my skills for protecting swamplands from mildew and gnat swarms, who knows? Perhaps you'll make me a captain like Immaril.
Don't be a brat. Immaril may be born half the prince, but she's twice the man. Learn from her, if you're worthy. Her story has real demons in it, not court jesters dressed in red. But we have work to do. Pirates make the seas south of Hammerfall far too dangerous for commercial ships to ply. Our goal is to re-establish a safe trade route between the Empire and Hammerfall, so we'll secure a road through the land, starting at Brightsgate.
Brightsgate?
Get your chin out of your chest and eye her for yourself. Brightsgate. A sight to behold. Here's your first task, Thomas. Secure the mines close to the town.
Yes, Uncle. Shall I sweep their floors for inspection?
I hear you can lead men, but I need to see it with my own eyes.
Immaril and her backhanded compliments.
And you would be wise to sweep. There are many traps around for a young wolf. Well done, Thomas. Now secure the whole area, capture the forts. I want our banners waving on both sides of the road. I'll leave you some men to secure Broken Spear Pass while you're in the field.
Who's going to guard Brightsgate while I wander about?
Immaril. Let her run the castle affairs. She wasn't born to it, but she's more than able.
Who is this Immaril to you? You treat her like she's your daughter.
I would be proud to have a child such as she, and were that the case, the world would know it. Our noble blood does not run through her veins, but she has the wolf. Trust her as you trust your own sister.
Leadership was not the only test Conrad had set before the young Thomas. Immaril was another. If Thomas could earn the trust and friendship of such a strong woman, then there would certainly be hope for him.
I, Thomas Wolfe, hereby declare you, Immaril Redshield, Governor of Brightsgate.
Why, thank you, my lord. I shall bear this title with honor.
My lord. Perhaps you could simply call me Sir Thomas or Lord Thomas. It's more befitting considering your new title.
Sir Thomas, my lord. I will set orders to improve the soldiers' training, but I don't have to stay in town. If you disapprove of my administration, just send someone else to replace me. Someone who meets your standards.
You're irreplaceable, my lady. I do have one favor to ask. Let's build a convent of Elrath here. A healing sister would make herself useful in battle, and could perhaps even give you a few lessons in temperance.
The convent will be built, but don't expect me to light the dawn candles. It's the hour I sharpen my blades.
Splendid. We can now enlist a healing sister to serve our armies.
Thomas was proving himself a worthy and competent lord, earning the respect of his soldiers and Immaril. Alas, the dragons were not done with him, and his fate had yet to be decided.
Good. The lands around Brightsgate have been pacified. My uncle should be pleased.
Indeed. Now, you need to link Broken Spear Pass to Hammerfall, through the plainland. Take my troops. I'll go back and guard Brightsgate.
Thank you, Lady Immaril. I will miss your company. Your troops. How can I get reinforcements from Brightsgate during my foray?
I can send you troops with caravans as soon as you have an outpost. You should rebuild Plainwatch, the ruined fort past the river.
Good counsel. Plainwatch is my priority. Any other words of advice?
There's a 7 cities outpost, but there's never been any trouble with the wizards. They're mostly mindless beauties and a few old men. They're here for the Dragonblood crystals.
Yet, they're right beside the road my uncle wants to secure. They should at least be inspected.
Let's say I go out and negotiate passage with the wizards. The last time you parleyed, you started a war with the Griffin.
I'll take care of that. Your gentle demeanor would soon start a war with the whole of Ashan.
I can be very gentle. Not that you'll ever know. Wolf's speed, my lord. And be wary of wizards and silks and perfumes.
Thomas was about to learn his first lessons in the art of diplomacy, meeting the then young wizard, Masvar of House Materia. The same Masvar who would later become infamous for creating the first golem as we know them today.
Greetings. I am Masvar of the Seven Cities, and this is Gloria, my assistant.
Greetings, my lord.
Wizard, milady. I am Thomas of House Wolf, and I seek to secure the road from Broken Spear Pass to Hammerfall in the name of Her Majesty Empress Kyla Falcon.
That is quite all right, my lord, as long as you don't intend to capture the Crystal Caverns.
Fine with me, as long as you don't interfere with our road and its business.
Then you have our support. We are no danger to you, but the plains are full of them. You would be wise not to venture further. Something has awoken there.
Really? I would unravel this mystery, but I shall not leave Broken Spear Pass undefended.
I propose you a deal. We will reinforce your garrison at Broken Spear Pass if you are willing to solve it.
Are you sure we have the means to uphold your promise, Master?
Gloria, if this menace is not treated soon, it will escalate and be a danger to us all.
Do not worry, Lady Gloria. I will see to this menace. Thank you, Wizard Masvar. The troops are appreciated.
For the first time in his adventure, Thomas came across something he could not fathom. And rather than drawing his sword, he went to find allies.
What is this foul magic? This is a question for wizards. Masvar may be of help.
By the tears, a flaming gate. I thought we had rid ourselves of every last demon.
Demons? So close to Hammerfall?
That would explain the elemental disturbance. But demons are far more dangerous than you realize. I would seek your uncle for help. There was a battle long ago here against demonic forces. Your uncle chased them off, leaving only one survivor.
Murazel. I know that girl. She still carries her mother's sword from that battle today.
You don't need your uncle for this, Lord Thomas. I can help you go through this gate. Fire magic is my speciality.
Gloria, the risks are extremely high.
You always say the rewards outweigh the risks, do you not?
I did. I do.
Under Southern Peak, we can find a shard of fire in the veins of lava. With it, I can open this fire gate.
I've no doubt about that, but I fear what you might find there.
Stay here, Masvar. and guard Broken Spear Pass. I will escort Gloria to recover the shard and open that gate. I will make sure no harm becomes her. Perfect. I can now order caravans to deliver troops from Brightsgate to here. By Elrath! If an apprentice can wield such power, I wonder what Masfar could do.
Here! Somewhere down the mountain is the shard of fire we need. Come to the gate when you have it. I'll be there.
Here's your artifact, Lady Gloria. Show me this trick of yours, then.
With pleasure, my lord.
What? The flames are back. By Elrath, what are you?
Fool! Are you afraid of the word? I am Demon! I have planned for decades to steal Hammerfall from the Bloodsmiths. How appropriate that Conrad's own blood opened the gate to his order's demise.
Bloodsmith? My uncle? Lies and infamy!
Your uncle has many secrets. To think that he gave the Morning Light sword to the Red Shield girl. Now, thanks to you, I know where to find my prize.
Immeril? No! If you harm her, I will destroy you! Even your hell will not want you back!
Promises, promises, that's all you wolf know. Open your eyes. You're trapped. You can't save your precious Immeril. I will tell her how much you cared, as she draws her last breath.
Thomas had unearthed a demon plot and faced the children of Sheog without fear. But at this very moment, there was only one thing on his mind: saving Immeril.
The 7 dragons! I will never catch them! I've been a fool, and Immeril is going to pay for my stupidity. My only hope is that Masfar can hold them at Broken Spear Pass, and that he is not one of them.
Shall not pass!
Ah, Masfar. A studious fool, ready to pay for your blindness.
Gloria, is caring blindness? I think not. It is a strength your kind will never understand.
Ah, the sweet pain of betrayal. I see it on your face. Your simple-minded little apprentice has outgrown her teacher. Master, face your mistress.
I cared for you as family. But do not doubt that I will strike you down without hesitation.
Thomas! How could you be so blind? You find a nest of demons and you go at them alone. Have you learned nothing?
It was a trap.
You and traps! I am glad that you are alive, Thomas, but the men you lost are not coming back.
I'm sorry. What can I say?
Sorry! We would have captured her if we had worked together. Learned the names of every demon that murdered my parents and slaughtered my village. But you had to go alone, blinded by your pride!
Silence, Immaril! This is not the time to fight amongst family.
He hasn't told you the part yet, where the succubus made a claim on my sword. She knew its name.
I see. I'm glad the wizard finally killed her. This Gloria was certainly the mastermind behind the attack on your parents' Bloodforge. Your sword is the last they ever made.
If you would just let me know what's really going on, I would make far fewer mistakes.
It is time I take you to Hammerfall, Jewel of the East, home of 1,000 mysteries. You've earned the right to learn at least a few of them.
Following the very road he had made safe to travel, Thomas finally arrived at the magnificent city of Hammerfall. There were indeed wonders ahead, and mysteries to unravel. And though his adventures had forged him into a man, nothing could have prepared him for the challenges he was about to face.
Wait, are you suggesting that Conrad Wolf was a bloodsmith?
I do not suggest anything. I only deal in certainties. These are the facts. One's heart must measure the truth. Then came the orcs, over 2,000 strong, fleeing the slavery of the Empire. As they flooded through the gates of Hammerfall, the Wolf Duchy garrison was preparing to draw arms, lest the horde of orcs and beastmen devastate the city. I was there. I met with Lord Conrad in person and advised him to follow his heart. And to his grand misfortune, that is exactly what he did.
Has Wolf Knight decided?
You shall find shelter behind my walls, Belashi. But I must ask that you depart as soon as you're fed and rested, for the city cannot sustain a population such as yours.
Father Sky, hear Belashi's promise. Orcs grateful, Wolf Knight. Friends now until Spirit World.
It was a time of war, not diplomacy. The Imperial Armada, led by Sergei Griffin, arrived shortly after the orcs, ordering Conrad to stand down and surrender his guests. This terrifying fleet was designed for but one purpose: to seek and eliminate rebel slaves.
This is our darkest hour. I ask you, as family, to honor my words. We have given refuge to those in need and are bound to protect those within our walls.
But Uncle, this is the Imperial Armada. We can't win. They're in their thousands.
Thomas, sometimes you fight because it is the right thing to do. I'll keep them ashore as long as I can. Ride fast and hard, burning the bridges behind you to give Hammerfall time to prepare its defense. I know Sergei of Griffin. He is so cocksure he will underestimate our resolve and resourcefulness. Those who have once tasted freedom would rather die than face shackles again.
Wolves never surrender! For Hammerfall!
For Hammerfall!
For Hammerfall!
Sergei Griffin's men advanced, but at a slow and costly pace. His griffins harassed the city, but Thomas and Immaril fought them bravely. The defense was set. Never since the great demon invasion had Hammerfall been so close to capitulation.
Greetings, Lord Thomas. My name is Ella, and your uncle asked me to help you save his city.
So you were a bloodsmith? My uncle told me you would help us protect the city.
Conrad and Kin have always been friends of Hammerfall. He learnt to embrace our ways.
Then he really was a bloodsmith, after all.
He sought the truth. We enlightened him.
That story will have to wait. Hammerfall is in danger. Do you have any weapons that could help us protect the city?
You must find the Chantery Soul Key and bring it to the Elemental Forge.
Where is it? There are precious lives at stake.
You have dragon's blood in you, young Thomas. There is more to protect in Hammerfall than you yet know. May the angels guide you in your quest.
The Bloodsmith's words were cryptic, but she had planted the seeds of Thomas's future as protector of Hammerfall. Thomas knew that he had to use everything at his disposal to protect the city. It was the first time I met Thomas Wolfe in person. He was not a boy anymore, but a knight and a leader. Though he still had trials ahead, he asked for my help, the then guardian angel of Hammerfall, and I accepted the role of peacekeeper, but I would not fight the men of the Holy Falcon Empire. I established a neutral zone, forbidding warmongers to cross the Blacksmith Gate. I also pointed him in the direction of a Chantery Soul Key fragment that would serve him in his noble endeavor. Thomas had found a place near Hammerfall to shelter the Orc refugees. It was a small area and of limited comfort, but at least it was their own. The liberated slaves pledged to follow Thomas into battle against their former masters. Thomas had reached Castle Evergrey, bringing with him the news of his uncle's tragic death. The remaining men of this prestigious knightly order joined him in honor of Conrad's memory, and together they set out to find one of the Chanterie Soul Key fragments. Thomas had assembled the fragments of the Chanterie Soul Key and felt the desire to meet Ella again and learn more about the mysteries of Hammerfall.
I see that you have completed your quest, Lord Thomas. Many souls now fight with us in the name of freedom.
The cause to protect Hammerfall is a just one.
With this soul key, I will be able to perform a powerful defensive ritual we learned from the Chanterie.
Using a tear of Asher and the Chanterie Soul Key, the Bloodsmiths activated a magic that had not been evoked since the Elder Wars. Hammerfall was protected once again by a magical shield, and the Titans of old were made ready. Conrad's elaborate strategy of attrition began to come to fruition. The beleaguered armies of Sergei Griffin, tired and ragged, slowly began to crumble. Thomas had united a force capable of defeating them. And finally, after days of battle at Trader's Bay, Conrad the Old Wolf met his demise. Unyielding to the very end, but eventually succumbing to the blade of Sergei Griffin. Thomas had made good on Conrad's vows to protect the orcs that had taken refuge behind his walls. The fleet was defeated, but he had lost his uncle. The young lord was about to make a choice that would define his entire life and affect the lives of the inhabitants of the once free city of Hammerfall.
Conrad would have been proud of you, Thomas.
I wish there had been another way. What is to become of Hammerfall now that the old wolf is dead?
You already know that. Someone must rise to the occasion and take his place.
That would be you, Immaril.
Then why did Lord Conrad leave this for you?
His chain.
The crest of Evergrey. If you wish to take command of the Order, it's yours.
A swordmaster captain? Me? I've fought beside these brave men. They would never follow a pup.
You finally found modesty now that you no longer need it. You're a wolf, with dragon's blood running in your veins. Your uncle knew it, I know it, and so did the Evergrey.
And so glory came knocking on Thomas's door. He could succeed Conrad as master of Hammerfall and commander of the Knights of Evergrey. But that meant renouncing the Empress and his allegiance to the Empire. Thomas was about to face his greatest challenge. He had stood up for Hammerfall and Conrad's vow to protect its independence. But now, he had to answer to the Empress herself for his choice.
Thomas Wolfe! In the name of Empress Kyla Falcon, I command you to stand down. Surrender and your life will be spared.
I appreciate the offer, but I haven't the time. I have guests.
Are you really willing to give up your life for a bunch of orcs? You must be as crazy as the old wolf. The Empress is magnanimous. Cleanse the city of orcish filth, open the gates, and redeem yourself. I will not repeat the offer again.
Thomas sought counsel from his wisest allies. I was among the honored. Like his uncle before, he weighed all counsel before reaching his conclusion.
The Empress herself is asking for my surrender.
I'm sorry it has come to this.
If I refuse, I'm a traitor to my father, my house, and my empire.
Conrad has already shown you the path. Follow your heart.
They will call him a traitor as they will me.
He was true to his heart. I found out who I am. A daughter of the Bloodsmiths, a free mind and a citizen of Hammerfall. Conrad chose what he felt was just, rather than what he had been told was right.
I know who I am. It is time to forge my own destiny. The Empire put me on this path, but it has become a road of my own making. The Empire wants Hammerfall back, Ella, and is prepared to sacrifice us to take it.
I know. The Bloodsmiths have a gift for you. Weapons forged by our best. Your friends will need them.
How can you be sure that I will be victorious in the city's defense, and that these relics shall not be lost with us?
If you are lost, We are all lost.
Belashi, the battle is not over, I'm afraid. As before, the odds are not in our favor.
Belashi and orcs will fight to death. Fight with Wolf Knight.
I know, my friend.
So, boy, have you come to reason?
Lord Griffin, please bring my answer to Her Majesty. I, Thomas of Hammerfall, declare this city free and shall protect it from any threat. Remove your troops from the vicinity of our sovereign land, or face the consequences.
Outrageous! You are the shame of your house. We will meet on the battlefield, traitor!
I will look for your standard, Lord Griffin.
And so Thomas had made his choice. The time of his final ordeal was at hand. More than his own life was at stake. He bore the hopes of many on his shoulders. Thomas was shunned by both his empress and father. He had lost his title and name, but had found new ones. Thomas, protector of Hammerfall, commander of the Knights of Evergrey, companion of the Bloodsmiths, and husband to Immaril. Brave Conrad Wolf was stricken from his family's history, along with his nephew, for having dared to defy an empress's orders, and doing what in his heart he had felt was just. This is how Hammerfall won its independence. Empress Kyla died that very same year. Emperor Connor III rebuilt the Armada and sent it against the Orcs that had settled on the islands not far from Hammerfall, only to be defeated again. Amongst the Orc admirals was Bilashi the Bold, and beside him, Thomas of Evergrey.
Thomas of Evergrey. Now that rings a bell. To think he was once a lord of the Empire.
Today, it is up to you to decide what the future of this empire will be. Search your heart, and you'll know what to do, and how to go about it.
Just to be clear, Ivan should first become a bloodsmith before dealing with Seamus.
Not that. Story says to stand up and fight, like Bilashi. Kente says good advice.
Was my ancestor Sergei such a despicable character?
She can't lie, remember? Yet I can name a handful of Lords of Wolf with greater flaws than Sergei. But that's not the point. Murazel wants you to seize the throne and rule as you see fit. I can only agree.